Remember when this was supposed to be the start of the Dark Universe, and then nobody saw it? Yeah, get ready for round 2 of that. Hello once again, watchers of good movies. My name is Nick Pell, and this is once again coming from my apartment. Now today we are going to be talking about the film The Mummy. This is, as I mentioned, Universal's equivalent to the MCU and the DCEU, in which we have a bunch of monster movies that are coming out now, being remade from Universal Studios, which made a lot of monster movies back in the day. And they're coming out with remakes, and they're all going to be combined into this shared universe to presumably ultimately team up to fight against some ultimate evil force of some sort that we don't know about yet. So the first installment is The Mummy, and let's talk about it. The Mummy stars Tom Cruise in the lead role. He's fine in what he does. He's an action hero, star person, and he does his role fine for what it is. There's Sofia Boutella, who is more or less a love interest and doesn't really have a whole lot to contribute to the plot overall after the first 10 minutes or so. Annabelle Wallis plays the Mummy, the evil ancient mummy person. She didn't really have a lot of speaking lines per se in this film, but I thought that she did good for the material that she had to work with. She was intimidated, but at the same time there were scenes where you did kind of feel bad for her, because one thing that I really enjoyed is that the first 10 minutes of this film serves as a setup to her story, to see where she's coming from, basically how she came to be in the situation that she is in. And while she does take a very dark route to get where she is, you do see the reasons behind that, and that's something which I really did appreciate. Russell Crowe is in this film as well. He plays Dr. Jekyll, which I thought was very, very cool. There's a scene where you get to see how he goes back and forth between Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and what he does to basically stop himself from going Mr. Hyde. And I thought that was very cool. It's very true to the science of the day, and it's just a really cool stuff. I thought Russell Crowe did really well, and I'm curious to see what his role is going to be in the future installments of this Dark Universe, if he's going to be more or less the setup person or the guide for every hero that we have going into this thing. The main thing which really disappointed me about this film is the fact that Amanette, who's the evil mummy person, the main thing that she's going for is this dagger, which has a jewel at the top. They're separated, so she has to find the dagger, then find the jewel, because stabbing somebody, or her chosen person, who is Tom Cruise in this case, with that dagger will unleash Sed, who is this evil god of darkness and death and everything, who will come to the world and be bad and whatnot. So that dagger more or less serves as just the ultimate MacGuffin, the thing that everyone is searching for and ultimately trying to get throughout the course of this film. The trailers made it seem sort of like she was just going on a revenge rampage, and that would have been kind of more interesting, I think, if she was just focused on destroying London, because there is a scene in the trailer, and it does happen in the movie, where you just see this cloud of sand just erupt and just destroy London more or less. So it seems like it just collapses everything. Doesn't really happen the same way in the actual film, which was disappointing for me. There is a lot of action throughout this film. I thought it was choreographed pretty well for the most part, but there is a section about 2/3 through where it's Russell Crowe talking to Tom Cruise and just explaining everything which is going on in this Dark Universe and everything's going to happen with Amanette. It just seemed to take a little bit long. It was interesting for me personally, because I'm curious to see where this franchise goes and what's going to happen, what all they can reveal right now, but at the same time, it kind of took away from the action, suspense, and everything like that was going on. I did like the ending though. It had a small twist which I appreciated, and I'm curious to see, again, where this franchise ends up going. Is The Mummy a good movie? It's fine. It's not the best thing in the world. It's not the worst thing in the world either. I had a fun time with it for what it was, but as I said in the beginning, I don't think this is a thing that people are going to go rush out to see, partly because the critics are shitting on it, and that's not going to help anything. That being said, I do think that Universal will continue to push out films, or at least a couple more films, in this Dark Universe franchise, just to see what they can get. Because we have Bride of Frankenstein and The Invisible Man with Javier Bardem and Johnny Depp respectively coming in the next couple of years here, so I'm very curious to see what those movies bring to this universe and see if they can kind of buff it up a little bit. And we need to have Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, all these recurring characters, at least cameo if nothing else, in those movies to show some sort of connectedness. So guys, like I said, I thought Mummy was fine. It's nothing special, it's nothing amazing, but it's fine for what it is, and it serves as a fine setup for this franchise and this universe. So I am very curious to see what ends up becoming of it, but those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Did you like it as much as I did? Did you hate it more than I did? Let me know. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe once again if you so choose. I appreciate it immensely. And as always, my people, my name is Nick Pell. And once again, keep on watching.